Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're gonna be talking about Cyberpunk 2077, or well, more precisely, we're gonna be talking about the latest CD Projekt Capital Group earnings call for the end of 2022, or well, fourth quarter of 2022, which just came out. So one of the first things we have learned and one of the best pieces of information is that Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty is going to finally have its marketing campaign start this June. So yes, we are finally going to learn more about the expansion in June. Keep in mind, only marketing campaign will start. So that means that, I hope, we're going to find out the official release date for the expansion. And of course, I already started getting questions from people asking when can we expect this? Well, honestly, there are two possibilities. One is optimistic and another one is a little bit pessimistic, but I think it's a bit more realistic, but I could be wrong about this. So first things first, because only in June the marketing campaign is going to start, CDPR is not known to start marketing campaign very close to release. So my pessimistic outlook would be October or November this year. Yes, I know how it sounds, I know you're going to hate me for it, but I'm just being very pessimistic about it, thinking, okay, if it's going to be June for this, then maybe release date is going to be October or November. The reason why I'm not saying September is, of course, maybe, but Starfield is coming out in September, so I'm really hoping it doesn't come out in the same month as Starfield, because, well, that's going to be problematic to cover, but, you know, it is what it is. And a more optimistic approach would be sometimes over the summer, so maybe August, but honestly, I do not think that CDPR is going to release an expansion so close to, again, as I said, the start of the marketing campaign. Another possibility would be that we're gonna be getting 1.7 before we get the expansion, so 1.7 patch to kind of keep everyone engaged until, you know, Phantom Liberty comes out. So that's just my assumption so far. Again, I could be totally wrong about this. I mean, I want this expansion to come out as fast as possible, but at the end of the day, we will find out in June. And of course, I will be covering everything when it comes to this expansion and of course, this marketing campaign. Now, when it comes to development teams engaged in ongoing projects, this is a very interesting thing to look at, because first off, we can see that the support for Cyberpunk 2077, which does include next-gen version, or well, obviously it mostly includes current-gen or next-gen consoles right now, because PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, well, the support for those consoles has came to an end. So as we can see, this little increase from the 31st of December of 2022 could be related to maybe patch 1.7. Because patch 1.7 in its nature is already big, as they announced it, like all new police system, shooting from vehicles and so on. So I do hope this is going to be it, but also keep in mind that 1.7 is going to be the last major update for Cyberpunk 2077. After that, it's expansion, patches for the expansion, hotfixes for that, and that's going to be pretty much it when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077 as a project in general. Of course, we do see that they still have a team which is working on the next-gen version of The Witcher 3. We do know it has some issues, it has some problems. Like the last patch which was released, it actually helped me a lot and fixed the game a lot for me, at least when it comes to frame rate, but I have been looking at other YouTubers and what they're saying and what their experience was, and also other people. So the game, or well, DirectX 12 version of the game is still experiencing some proper issues. Of course, we have the standard Gwent related projects. I mean, this pretty much stays as is. Obviously, the team has been, you know, shrunk a little bit, but I do believe this is because right now, I mean, they're only working on the Gwent and nothing else pretty much. There was some projects which they have announced, and I don't know what's going to be happening with that in the future, but we'll see, especially because at least support for Gwent is going to be ending. They will still, you know, keep the game up and running, but the support is going to kind of end, and they're going to give a lot of tools to community in general so they can continue to, I guess, you know, shape the game how they want to shape it. Spocko has also seen a decrease. I'm gonna be honest, like their ARG project was nice, you know, the Witcher Monster Slayer, but I do believe it's not getting the traction that they want, especially when it comes to player base. So I'm pretty sure, it was said like long time ago, they're already working on something else. But when is that coming? What is it going to be? I mean, that is still up for discussion. And of course, the biggest, amount of people working on it, or the biggest amount of devs, is currently on Phantom Liberty, which is expected. But also, besides other project, which is said here, the other projects category reported as the end of December 2021 includes the research phase of Polaris, a new Witcher game. But look at this, look at the amount of people working on The Witcher. Every single time when they release one of these charts, it is growing and growing. So of course, once Phantom Liberty comes out, you're going to see this go all the way throughout, because they will have to, well, utilize the most amount of developers to work on the next Witcher game. And of course, we have the Molasses Flood project series, which is again going to be set in the world of The Witcher, but there were some problems with it, because a few days ago there was a report that, at least when it comes to, I guess, the project, it has been changed a little bit. I guess they had some problems with the project itself, and I think it wasn't up to standards, so now they're gonna be continuing on that to create something similar to it. But I don't know, we'll see about that. But I'm really looking forward to the Molasses Flood project, because, well, it's going to be a new studio that they bought, and I really want to see what they have cooking for us. Again, I thought that this is, coming out before the new Witcher game, but currently with some of the problems it has, we don't know when is it coming out. We shall see. And also, one thing which we can look at is also revenues from sales. Like, The Witcher 3 is going really strong. Like, even in 2022 it is going really strong. Of course, one of the things which surprised me is that when the patch came out, the next gen patch for The Witcher, it didn't really go to the number which I expected, because I thought, hey, this is going to be a boom. But it still gained a good amount of people, but it wasn't as much as I kind of expected, as we can see reflected here. But at the same time, they have made so much money from The Witcher 3, it is absolutely insane. And of course, when it comes to Cyberpunk, like the biggest, revenue, or well, the biggest boom was in 2020 when Cyberpunk came out, and we can see that Cyberpunk so far is getting more sales throughout the year, which can be contributed to Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and also Edgerunners update that they released, which kind of revived the game, and it also like gave a new record when it comes to at least players on Steam. I'm not saying for release, because that is still 1 million players, but at least, from like the previous 2 years, it garnered a lot of players. And so far, they also announced that Cyberpunk 2077 sold 20 million copies so far, which is a good number when you think about it. Of course, it is still not The Witcher, 3 level of sales, and it's gonna be interesting if any game from CD Projekt Red does, what The Witcher 3 did. I mean, that's the kind of a saying for every single studio out there, but we shall see when the next Witcher game comes out, and how is that going to be accepted, and what is it going to be about. But yeah, The Witcher is still going strong, Cyberpunk is going better. It will be interesting to see how much this number grows once expansion comes out. So that's going to be interesting, like especially when it comes to amount of players that will be playing the expansion itself when it releases. And of course, that is pretty much it for today. They are going to have an investors call later today, which I'm going to follow, and as soon as the transcript releases, because the transcript is going to take some time until it comes out, and of course I want to group everything together properly, and that's going to be a bigger video. I'm going to release that video tomorrow with more information about that. So far, this is what we know, at least when it comes to the general presentation of the earnings call. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me down below what do you think about all of this, and don't forget to also tell me down below in the comments, like, are you looking forward to Phantom Liberty? Are you not looking forward to Phantom Liberty? What do you think about release date? Just let me know down below. Of course, all of the links to the sources are going to be in description. Thank you again for watching. Check us out on Twitter and Discord, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. If you wanted to support the channel in an extra way, you can do it through Patreon or directly on YouTube. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Bye bye.
The word on my back like a atlas, lit down the ashes. Shit do not come with no practice. Recipe, passion, and liquor with God in the passenger. Prayer that crashes. I'm in my basket, blissful but ignorant. I'm dapper but ratchet. I play around in the traffic. I take the risk. Look at me stack up the chips. I play roulette with the magnum. Right till I die. I'm not afraid of the casket. I'm on the run. I'm chasing the thrills. I'm hungry. I'm